So you just accepted a new job. Congratulations. They're paying you $40 an hour. You pull out your phone, open the calculator app. $40 times 40 hours times 52 weeks. That's $83,200 a year. Not bad, right? That's above the median household income. You're making it. Except here's the thing nobody told you in the interview. You're not making $40 an hour. After we account for taxes, the cost of actually having this job, and the time you're really dedicating to it, you might be making closer to a little over $12 an hour. Yeah, 12. That's less than Target is paying right now. I know what you're thinking. What are you talking about? I signed a contract. It says $40 an hour right there. And you're right. It does say that. But that number is a lie. Not because your employer is lying to you. They're not. It's because nobody taught you how to read the invisible fine print. So let's do what your employer hopes you never do. Let's run the actual numbers on your life. All right, let's start with the easy part, the part everyone knows about but somehow still manages to forget when they accept a job offer. Taxes. You're making $83,200 a year, but according to the US Census Bureau and the Bureau of Labor Statistics, nobody, and I mean nobody, actually takes home their gross salary. Here's where your money goes before you even touch it. Federal income tax. You're single, making $83,200. After the standard deduction of $15,000, your taxable income is $68,200. Run that through the progressive tax brackets and you're paying about $12,000 a year to Uncle Sam. Social Security tax. That's 6.2% of everything you make, no questions asked. On $83,200, that's another $5,158 per year. Medicare tax. Another 1.45%. That's $1,206. And if you live in a state with income tax, let's say California, because the math there is particularly brutal, you're paying about $5,500 in state income tax. Add it up. $12,000 plus $5,158 plus $1,206 plus $5,500 equals $23,864. Your $83,200 just became $59,336. And you haven't bought groceries yet. You haven't paid rent. You haven't done anything except exist as a taxpayer. But we're just warming up because taxes are the easy math. Taxes are the part you can see on your pay stub. The real scam is what comes next. Let's talk about what it actually costs to have a job. Because here's what they don't tell you in the offer letter. Employment is expensive. You don't just show up to work for free. You pay for the privilege. Let's start with the obvious one. Your car. You drive 25 minutes to work each way. That's 50 minutes a day, about 4 hours a week, 200 hours a year just sitting in traffic. But it's not just time. According to AAA's 2025 Your Driving Cost Study, the average cost of owning and operating a new vehicle is $11,577 per year. Now, some of that you'd pay anyway, but let's be honest, you bought a reliable car specifically because you need to commute. Conservatively, let's say the job-related portion of your car costs is $4,000 a year. Gone. Then there's the cost of looking like you have your life together. Business casual, which means pants that aren't sweatpants, shirts with buttons, shoes that aren't sneakers. According to various sources, Americans spend about $1,700 to $1,800 per year on clothing total. For work clothes specifically, financial experts recommend budgeting 5 to 10% of your take-home pay on a take-home of $59,336. That's $2,967 to $5,934. Let's be conservative and call it $2,000 per year just for work-appropriate appearance. Gone. We're at $6,000 in costs just to physically show up to the building. Here's where it gets sneaky. Because you're not home from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., you end up paying for convenience. You forget your lunch 3 times a week and order food. That's $1,800 a year. You stop at Starbucks every morning. That's $1,500 a year. You pay for a gym membership you never use. That's $600. You pay a dog walker because you're gone all day. That's $3,900. You pay for aftercare because daycare ends before you get off work. That's $3,000. Add it up. That's $10,800 a year you're spending because you're not home. But here's the category nobody wants to talk about. Decompression spending, the money you spend to cope with having the job. Impulse Amazon purchases, that's $1,500. Weekly DoorDash because you're exhausted, $1,250. Friday drinks to blow off steam, $2,000. A desperation vacation because you're burned out, $2,500. Therapy because work stress is wrecking your sleep, $1,440. Add it up, $8,690. All right, let's pause and add everything up. Taxes, $23,864. Car and commute, $4,000. Professional appearance, $2,000. Convenience costs, $10,800. Decompression spending, $8,690. Total expenses, $49,354. Your $83,200 salary just became $33,846 of actual money you get to keep. But wait, because wage is money divided by time, and HR says you work 40 hours a week. That's a lie. Morning prep, commute, captive lunch, commute home, decompression, Sunday prep. Add it all up and you're dedicating 53.3 hours a week to this job. That's 2,772 hours a year. Now let's do the real math. $33,846 divided by 2,772 hours equals $12.21 an hour. Let me say that again. Your $40 an hour job pays you $12.21 an hour, less than In-N-Out, and they get free fries. This is the scam. You were sold on revenue, you forgot about expenses, and the business is you, is barely profitable. If you were a company, you'd be on the verge of bankruptcy. Look, I know this is depressing, but the reason we do this math isn't to make you sad. It's to make you strategic and understand the data. Once you know your real hourly wage, everything changes. That $50 jacket, that's 4 hours of your life. Suddenly, you put it back on the shopping rack and think twice on every expense. If you do that, it means we at Data Make Sense are changing the mindset. That friction will save you thousands. Here's what you do. Sit down, calculate your real costs, subtract them from your net income, divide by your real hours, write that number down, stick it on your credit card. Ask yourself if purchases are worth hours of your life. Every dollar you cut from your cost of employment is a dollar of freedom. The rich don't make more money. They keep more of what they make. They optimize margins. Don't sell your time at a discount. Audit your life. Cut the costs. Keep the cash. Because that gap between what you make and what you spend, that's where your freedom lives. If this video made you rethink your paycheck, share it with someone who looks tired. We're all in this trap, but we can math our way out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.